morning children. Today we will continue with haloalkanes and haloarenes chapter. So 2 more classes are needed to complete this chapter. Okay, so today's class and 1 more class we need so that we can complete the chapter. Okay, so now we will recapitulate what are all the topics that we have studied so far. What are all the topics that we have covered so far in haloalkanes and haloarenes. So first I told you what are called haloalkanes and what are called haloarenes. How haloalkanes are formed and how haloarenes are getting formed. This is the first topic which I have taken for you. And the next one is we studied about the classification. There are 4 to 5 different methods of classification of haloalkanes and haloarenes that also I taught you. And then nomenclature, you can expect one definite nomenclature question from haloalkanes and haloarenes, that also I have told you. Again, based on the worksheets and based on the exercises which we are going to see and writing the examinations, much more examples you will be knowing in IUPAC nomenclature, that also we have studied. Next to the IUPAC nomenclature, then directly we went for the preparation. So under the preparation there are various methods of alcohols, different methods, hydrocarbons, different methods of preparation, halogen exchange, different methods, different naming reactions also we have covered, isn't it? Then preparation of haloarenes also we have studied. Then chemical properties. Under the chemical properties we studied about SN1 and SN2 mechanism, isn't it? So bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction, unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. So those reactions also we have covered so far. So upper haloalkanes, haloarenes, and then classification, then nomenclature, then preparation. Under the chemical properties only one reaction, SN1 and SN2 reactions we have studied. So far we have covered all these topics. And today we will continue. So what are all the things that we have to study today is physical properties. Physical properties of haloalkanes and haloarenes. So we have to study about the physical properties of haloalkanes and haloarenes. First topic. Then second thing is the chemical properties. Under these chemical properties, first one is SN1 and SN2 reaction. Second one is E1 and E2 reaction. Then reaction with methods. Reaction with methods. So these 3 reactions. So under these 3 reactions, this reaction we have studied already with the mechanism SN1 and SN2 mechanism. And today we will see E1 and E2 and reaction with methods under the physical properties. So what are all the topics that we are going to cover today? Physical properties of haloalkanes and haloarenes, and E1 and E2 reaction mechanism, and then the reaction method of methods. Okay, now first one, we will get into the physical properties of haloalkanes and haloarenes. First, physical properties. So physical properties of haloalkanes. Physical properties of haloalkanes we will study. Okay, so physical properties of haloalkanes. First property is this haloalkanes when you take, it is a colorless liquid. It is a colorless liquid. So you cannot see any colors in this haloalkanes. So it is a colorless liquid, and it is a pleasant smelling liquid. It is a pleasant smell. So it has a pleasant smell. It is a pleasant smelling liquid, and it is highly inflammable. It is highly inflammable. Hydrocarbons are flammable, and it is highly inflammable. So it is highly inflammable, and it's a pleasant smelling liquid. It's a colorless liquid. And then when you take these haloalkanes, though they are polar in nature, it tends to be sparingly soluble in water. Solubility will not be there. Miscibility, insolubility, it do not solubilize. So sparingly, partially, water. Though it is polar, haloalkanes are sparingly soluble in water. Why? Okay, the question you can expect in your examination. So, though the haloalkanes are polar in nature, has a dipole moment, it tends to be sparingly solubilized in water. Why it is sparingly solubilized in water? Because of its inability to form hydrogen bonding with water molecules. Ethod inability, haloalkanes inability. So haloalkanes has an inability to form hydrogen bonding with water. So need examples. So haloalkanes polar is it is polar. Though it is polar, it will not get solubilized in water. Why? Because of its inability to form hydrogen bonding with water. So the point captures. Now coming to the next point is the boiling point. So the boiling point. So when you take this boiling point, the boiling point of haloalkanes gets increases with increase in number of carbon atom. With increase in the number of carbon atom. So increase in number of carbon atom means two classification. One, the number of carbon atom increases, giving rise to the formation of linear structure, straight line, linear structure. Isn't it? The other one is branch structure. If the linear branch the linear will be having higher boiling point than compared to the branch. Branch will be having decreased boiling point. Why branching has got decreased boiling point? Two reasons. The first reason is the van der Waals force decreases. First point, due to decrease in the van der Waals force. Here van der Waals force decreases due to decrease in the surface area. Due to decrease in the surface area. So the van der Waals force will get decrease, and similarly there is a decrease in the surface area. So van der Waals force decrease on the surface area, decrease on the area, the branch and haloalkanes. Linear branch and haloalkanes. For example, I am taking CH3, CH2, 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 Cl. This is linear structure. Linear structure. Yeah, linear structure. Linear structure. What is the name we can give? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have to consider this alpha carbon atom. Alpha carbon atom is least number. Why this is alpha carbon atom? Substituent group attached at the immediate carbon is called as alpha carbon. Alpha carbon atom position is 1. So therefore it is 1 chloro. In a substituent group prefix along chloro. 1, 2, 3, 4. So therefore it is butane. So it is linear structure. The other one is, I am going to write it in a different way, isomeric form. So say for example, CH3, C bond C, bond Cl, bond CH3. So here it becomes H. Balance of the carbon number. Here it becomes H2. So numbering 1, 2, 3. Similarly 1, 2, 3. So we have to take the least number. So here 2 position methyl group is there. So about 2 methyl, 1 chloro, 1, 2, 3 propane. Then alphabetical order C first one 2 methyl second and 2 methyl 1 chloride substitute it's not functional. Alphabetical order. So 2 methyl 1 chloro propane. Yes. So the surface area. The surface area carbon chain surface area decrease. One carbon branch area பார்த்தா it is lengthy 1 2 3 4 linear இங்க 1 2 3 தான் இருக்கு இன்னொரு கார்பன் has been in a branch so therefore the surface area goes on decreases in case of a branching whenever there is a decrease in the surface area obviously there will be a decrease in the van der Waals force of attraction between one carbon and the other carbon so whenever there is a van der Waals force of attraction is low then when you give a less boiling point itself the bond the van der Waals force of attractive bond formed between one carbon atom and the other carbon atom will get dissociate can be broken so therefore the boiling point goes on decreases can you understand what I am telling here then the next point is boiling point சொல்லியாச்சு அதுக்கான examples I have given you here similarly the melting point next point is what we go to the melting point so melting point of haloalkanes are high so it has the high melting point so it will be having high melting point then the next point is here we are again சொன்னது polarity ன்னு சொன்னேன் so haloalkanes has higher polarity and has net dipole moment and it has what net dipole moment say for example you take CH3Cl so when you take this Cl will be having partial negative and the CH3 will be having partial positive charge so partially positive partially it is negative so there is a polarity in a way component plus and minus is present partially positive partially negative that shows this component exhibits polarity whenever there is a polarity it exhibits what net dipole moment say for example when you take CCl4 you do not have net dipole moment that is it has zero dipole moment அப்படின்னு சொல்றோம் இதுக்கு CCl4 இது ஒரு ஒண்ணா கேட்டிருக்காங்க so why this haloalkanes have the polarity there's a high polarity because of its bond that is formed due to the partial positive and partial negative usually அது ஒரு covalent nature தான் partially positive and partially negative bond that is formed between CH3 and Cl2 so higher polarity and net dipole moment it has okay so this is what the physical properties of haloalkanes என்னென்ன physical properties படிச்சிருக்கோம் it is a colorless liquid it is a pleasant smelling liquid it is highly inflammable and then it is polar though it is polar it is sparingly solubilized in the water this is because the haloalkanes has an inability to form hydrogen bonding with that of water so it cannot form water hydrogen bonding with the water molecule boiling point when you take the boiling point the haloalkanes have the higher boiling point as the number of carbon atom increases the boiling point also will get increases same as in case of melting point also whereas the boiling point will goes on decreases எப்ப decrease ஆகும் as the number of carbon atom goes on decreases and similarly if the haloalkanes are going to exist in the form of a branching then obviously branching formல வந்துருச்சு அப்படினு சொன்னா then automatically என்ன ஆகும் அதோட van der Waals force decrease ஆகும் surface area decrease ஆகும் the boiling point also will goes on decreases provided if it is going to exist in the linear structure linear form here exist அப்படினு சொன்னா then automatically it will be restoring its higher boiling point it will be retaining its higher boiling point and the next one is what are the best examples I have given for you melting point is also same then net dipole moment அப்படினு சொல்றோம் so haloalkanes உடைய characteristic feature unique feature என்னன்னா it shows polarity high polarity இருக்கும் it possesses net dipole moment high polarity and net dipole moment காரணம் என்னன்னா the bond that is formed due to the association takes place between partially positive and partially negative partially positive is the alkyl group and partially negative is the alkyl group so halides so இந்த ரெண்டுக்கு partially positive partially negative நடுவுல இருக்கக்கூடிய bond is called as the net dipole moment which shows the polarity the polar bond அப்படினு சொல்றோம் இங்க CH3 bond and Cl okay so these are the physical properties of haloalkanes and now coming to the physical properties of haloalkenes physical properties of Physical properties of halo arrays. Now coming to the physical properties of this halo arrangement, again it is a colorless and this a crystalline substance. This is a crystalline substance. Okay, it is colorless and crystalline. The colorless crystalline the carbon due to its high molecular mass. Due to its higher molecular mass. And has like haloalkanes, this also have high boiling and melting point. So say for example, I am taking disubstituted chlorine. Say for example, here I am attaching Cl. Here also I am attaching Cl. Here also I am attaching Cl. Now see, I am giving the naming, numbering. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now to the second position I am attaching chlorine. To the third position here I am attaching chlorine. Here to the fourth position I am attaching this chlorine. Provided if I am going to attach to the second position, then it is called as ortho position, ortho dichlorobenzene. Similarly here it is, so this is third position. So 3 and 5 is meta position. So therefore it is called as meta dichlorobenzene. And if it is going to be the fourth position, then it is called as the para position. Para dichlorobenzene. If I variations we are going to see. Enna variations nama paakaporum? There is a variation in the boiling point as well as in the melting points between ortho, meta and para position. Otherwise, the para position will be having considerably higher boiling point than the melting point. That is why. Say for example, here is the boiling point and similarly here is the melting point. You see now the boiling point as well as the melting point. Isn't it? The values should be noted and the values also you must keep it in mind. So the boiling point of the ortho position. Ortho position is boiling point, ortho position is melting point. Melting point is 256 Kelvin and this is 443 Kelvin. And now coming to the meta position. Meta position on the boiling point and similarly melting point. Para position we must know the boiling point and then we must know the melting point also. And when coming to this para position, it will be melting point will be 325 Kelvin and here it is 453 Kelvin. And now coming to the melting point of this meta position will be meta position is there 258 Kelvin and similarly the boiling point will be 452 Kelvin. So now you see there is a gradual increase and similarly melting point as well as the boiling point of para substituted halo arrays the boiling point as well as the melting point will be considerably high. F443, F452, F453, F256, 258 and this is 325. So why? What is the reason why? Para substituted question para substituted why? Para substituted haloarenes have considerably higher boiling point and melting point. Considerably higher boiling point and melting point because the structure of it is symmetrical in nature. Symmetry in another when I can get equal halves. When I cut, I cannot get equal half. When I cut into when I cut equally, I cannot get two equal halves. Para position na nadula cut panna equal dissecting and when I am cutting, I can get equal halves. So that shows this para position exists symmetry. It is symmetrical in nature. It is para So symmetrical symmetry இருக்கிறதுனால it will be having what? A fixed geometry. Fixed geometry na fixed lattice crystal irukke. So that is why it is symmetrical in nature and it will be having a fixed crystal lattice structure. Fixed lattice structure இருக்கிறதுனால the chlorine will be very strongly bound towards the para position. Fourth position will be chlorine. First position will be chlorine will be very strongly fixed towards the carbon atom of this alene. So as a result, what happens? You have to give considerably higher boiling point and even obviously higher melting point in order to break the bond between this carbon partially positive and partially negative. Since it exists as very strong dipole moment because of its what? Asymmetrical structure and lattice structures. Okay, so this also you have to keep it in mind. So it is physical properties of halogen. So physical properties of halogen is that it is a colorless and it is a crystalline substance. It is crystalline and it is colorless. Why? Because it will be having higher molecular mass and it similarly it will be having high boiling as well as melting points. And the comparative method ortho para meta position which I have compared you. Ortho position, meta position and the para position. The boiling point, melting point, boiling point, melting point, boiling point, melting point. When comparing the para position there will be a halogens will be having what? The higher boiling point as well as the melting point. Increased boiling point and the melting point. Just because of its symmetrical structure. Symmetrical structure na equal structure அப்படினு சொல்றோம். பயாலஜில கூட நான் சொல்லி கொடுத்தேன் symmetry னா என்ன அப்படினு சொல்லிட்டு. Flaws னா actinomorphic. ஆரஞ்சு மச்சம் ஈக்குவலா நம்மளால டிவைட் பண்ண முடியும் அப்படினா actinomorphic nature. Symmetrical plane. நம்மள symmetry. இல்ல நம்மள ஈக்குவலா கட் பண்ண முடியும். We are on symmetrical plane. Symmetrical or sweets. Symmetrically we can cut, dissect or bifurcate. Similarly here also there is a symmetry. So symmetry இருக்கிறதுனால fixed geometry, fixed shape இருக்கு, lattice structure இருக்கு. அது crystalline substance இருக்கிறதுனால நான் ஒரு term யூஸ் பண்றேன் lattice structure அப்படினு சொல்றேன். ஏன்னா solid states எல்லாம் பார்த்தா lattice energy, lattice structure, crystal structure, crystals எல்லாத்துக்குமே lattice energy will be there அப்படி நம்ம படிச்சிருக்கோம். So similarly here also it will be possessing what? Higher lattice energy. Higher lattice energy இருந்தாலே the bond association between this partially negative chlorine or partially positive carbon will be very strong. So if that is the case, then obviously or eventually we have to give a high boiling point as well as the melting point in order to break the bond between the carbon and chlorine, carbon and carbon. Can you understand? So these are the various physical properties of haloalkanes and halogens. Okay. Now next. So all your physical properties are over now. Now we get into the chemical properties. Already have taken SN1 and SN2 mechanism, and now we will get into E1 and E2 reactions or E1 and E2 mechanisms. Okay, and the reactions are E1 and E2 that we will see now. So what is SN1? Bimolecular nucleophile substitution reaction. Bimolecular we solve because the rate of the chemical reaction depends on the concentration of the reactant as well as the nucleophile. Yeah. அதே மாதிரி தான் இங்கேயும் we are going to see that. So E1 and E2 is called as elimination reaction. Chemical properties the second one we are studying E1 and E2. E is the elimination reaction. Okay, now what is called as the elimination reaction? The reaction that involves the elimination means removal, isn't it? Elimination of HX from nalla paathuka purinjika enna sollu. So HX from haloalkanes. So removal of HX from haloalkanes. So haloalkanes is a formula CH3 CH2 Cl. What is this HX? இங்க இருக்கிற ஒரு ஹைட்ரஜன், இங்க இருக்கிற ஒரு ஹைட்ரஜன் in a beta equation H and then this Cl. HCl X ன்ற பெயரை ரெப்ரசன்ட் பண்றோம், ஹாலைட்ஸ் ன்ற ரெப்ரசன்ட் பண்றோம். H ங்கிறது alkenes. Unsaturated hydrocarbon alkenes, then it is called as elimination reaction. Then it is called as what? Elimination reaction. Now one hydrogen has got removed. From here chlorine has got removed. Then obviously what will be the product that we will get here? CH3 or hydrogen required. So obviously it becomes CH2. Yeah. Appo Cl required. So balance irukkiradhu CH2 mattum da present aayirukku. Appo CH3 irundhu or hydrogen required. That gives a single bond. That satisfied pandradhu. Then from this CH2 the Cl has got removed. To satisfy that Cl to the CH2 group, one more bond has to be added. So therefore CH2 double bond CH2, which I am calling it as ethene. Appo formation of unsaturated hydrocarbon, which is called as alkenes. Alkene kadichcha alkenes la ethene. Now generally alkenes nu koduthukke. The correct reaction edutadara I could write. Idhe mari ethene irukkalam, propane irukkalam, butane irukkalam, pentane irukkalam, heptane, hexane, like that it can go so on. So formation of ethene, alkenes, ethene. So this is elimination reaction. What is this elimination reaction? The reaction that involves the elimination of HX from haloalkenes to form alkenes is called as elimination reaction. This elimination reaction that you take, it can otherwise be called as beta elimination reaction. Can otherwise be called as beta elimination reaction. What is this beta elimination reaction? This is alpha carbon and this is beta carbon. So from beta carbon also the elimination is taking alpha carbon and chlorine. That is not a matter because halides will be getting removed. Beta carbon and the hydrogen is getting removed. So therefore I can call it as what? Beta elimination. So this is alpha elimination and this is beta elimination. So therefore it is called as beta elimination reaction. And similarly it can otherwise be called as dehydrohalogenation reaction. Dehydrohalogenation reaction. It is called as what? Dehydrohalogenation reaction. It is called as dehydrohalogenation reaction. What is this dehydrohalogenation reaction? Removal of removal of hydrogen. Hydrogen required and dehalogenation. Halides required. So another dehydro is a reaction that hydrogen removed, halogen removed. Both hydrogen as well as halogens are getting removed. So therefore this reaction is called as dehydrohalogenation reaction. So this reaction is called as what? Dehydrohalogenation reaction. மேலே இருக்கிறது beta elimination reaction. கீழே கொடுத்திருக்கிறது dehydrohalogenation reaction. So elimination reaction can be called as either beta elimination reaction or otherwise dehydrohalogenation reaction. Now coming to the next point. This elimination reaction is of two types. Another type one is E1, the other one is called as E2. Okay, so difference is found. So E1, the other one is called as what? E2 reaction again. So the first point, what is this E1? E1 is unimolecular elimination reaction. Unimolecular elimination reaction. What is this E2? E2 is bimolecular elimination reaction. It is bimolecular elimination reaction. ये unimolecular elimination reaction solve because the rate of the chemical reaction will be directly proportional to the concentration of the reactants only. Whereas here the rate of the chemical reaction will be directly proportional to the concentration of the reactants as well as the concentration of the nucleophile. Then it is called as what? Bimolecular. ये bimolecular है ना, reaction of the rate एका depend பண்ணிருக்கு, ரெண்டோட concentration depend பண்ணிருக்கு. ஒன்னு அந்த reactant, other one is nucleophile. அப்ப reactant ஓட concentration depend பண்ணிருக்கு, nucleophile ஓட concentration depend பண்ணிருக்கு. So therefore I am calling it as what? Bimolecular elimination reaction. Unimolecular elimination reaction is the rate of the chemical reaction will be directly proportional or depends on only the concentration of the reactant. That is unimolecular elimination reaction. Bimolecular elimination reaction, the rate of the chemical reaction depends on the concentration of the reactants as well as the nucleophile. Adhanala we are calling it as bimolecular elimination reaction. Understood now? Similarly, you can take alcohol as a weak base. Whereas this E2 reaction when you take, it depends on the strong base. It depends on what? Strong base. What is that strong base? Alcoholic potassium hydroxide is called as a strong base in this reaction. So it depends on the strong base. Third point is this E1 reaction involves two-step. It is a two-step process. Whereas here it is a one-step process. It is a one-step process. Rendu E1 to E2 differences I told you. Now the similarity, real similarity E1 reaction and E2 reaction will be higher, elimination will be higher in the order of tertiary, secondary and then primary. In this order it is. Similarly, take tertiary, secondary, then primary. In this order. The order will be like this: tertiary, secondary and then primary. Tertiary, secondary and primary. The order is same for both E1 as well as E2 reactions. And the order same for both the reactions. Why? Because tertiary haloalkanes elevation will be faster. Then secondary haloalkanes and then primary haloalkanes. E2 reaction also will be same as like that. First it will be for tertiary and then for secondary and then it will be for the primary. So the order of the reaction will be given here, which is more common, which is mostly common for both E1 as well as E2 reactions. Is it not clear what I am telling? So these are the similarities. Now we will go for the mechanism. E1 mechanism first and then E2 mechanisms we will go now. First, we will start with unimolecular elimination reaction. So it involves two steps. The first step is formation of, so step 1 will form step 1, that is formation of carbocation. What is this formation of carbocation? You see, that is CH3 C. Then this is what? Tertiary haloalkanes. So tertiary haloalkanes. This tertiary haloalkanes, which is this two-step process, and it is a rate and our acid presence, protic acid presence, say for example. So slow rate, it is a rate determining step and it is a very slow step process. So what will be the product now I will be getting? That is CH3, C bond, CH3, bond CH3. So this Cl will get dissociate and it forms minus and this C becomes plus, which is called as carbocation. So for formation of carbocation, this the bond between this carbon and the chlorine has got broken, and as a result it assumes it contains partially positive and partially negative charges. So formation of carbocation. First, coming to step 2. Step 2 is attack of nucleophile. What should happen? Attack of the nucleophile should take place. Now see, again we take the carbocation. In the carbocation form CH3 carbon CH3. This is plus. இங்கே நான் எழுதும்போது CH3 தான இருக்கு கார்போஹைட்ரேட் அத ஸ்ப்ளிட் பண்ணிட்டேன். எப்படி அது ஸ்ப்ளிட்டிங்னா CH2 bond H னால ஸ்ப்ளிட் பண்ணிட்டேன். CH3 splitted like this. So நான் என்ன attack of the nucleophile. So E1 reaction நம்ம படிக்கிறோம். E1 reaction this will be the nucleophile water molecule weak base னால போட்டுறோம். So plus H2O. H2O னால ஸ்ப்ளிட் பண்ணலாம். H2O can be split up into H bond OH in the nitrite split. This split பண்ணாலையா? Now what happens? This brings the nucleophilic attack. So what is that nucleophilic attack? You see, the water molecule will be present. This water molecule will goes and combines with that of this H hydrogen nucleophile, which is a weak base. It brings about the nucleophilic attack on this carbon, beta carbon. Carbon is hydrogen atom and the attack பண்ணி எடுத்துருக்கு. So as a result, what will be the product now? CH3 bond C bond CH3. Here one hydrogen has got removed, so it becomes double bond CH2 plus H2O plus H becomes hydronium ion. H3O plus ion is called as what? Hydronium ion. Hydronium ion. So this is called as what? Alkenes, unsaturated hydrocarbon. Yeah, unsaturated hydrocarbon is a double bond is present. So therefore, it's an unsaturated hydrocarbon. Naming for coma 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Put that. So first carbon is unsaturated, second carbon is methyl group. So 2 methyl, 1, 2, 3 carbon group, 1 ene. And first carbon is double bond is another 1. Double bond is ene potasse. 1, 2, 3. So 3 carbon is present. So parallel hydrocarbon becomes prop. So 2 methyl prop 1 ene is the name of this compound. So formation of alkenes. The reaction that involves the elimination of HX from haloalkanes to form alkenes. So HO removes HO removes. So HX has got removed. So to give rise to the formation of alkenes. This is called as E1 mechanism. E1 mechanism is a two-step process. Indian India is a two-step process. Difference is two-step process. Two-step process. The first step is what? Formation of carbocation. Formation of carbocation is tertiary haloalkanes we are taking, and it is a slow step, rate determining step. So carbocation formates chlorine has got removed. Now the second step, attack of nucleophile. Nucleophile attack, what is happening? The nucleophile, which is a weak base, brings out the nucleophilic attack on the beta carbon atom. So as a result, it gives rise to the formation of alkenes. So 2 methyl from 1 ene plus hydronium ion is getting removed. So this is what E1 mechanism. Hope you can understand this E1 mechanism. And now coming to the E2 mechanism. E2 is a single step mechanism. Now we will see this E2 mechanism. So E2 mechanism is bimolecular nucleophilic elimination reaction. It is a fast reaction. You cannot see the formation of carbocation. So carbocation formation we cannot identify. Isn't it? We cannot identify. Now see the E2 reaction. E2. Already the difference I have given you. This E2 mechanism is what? E2 mechanism is a single step process, one step process. So say tertiary haloalkanes we can get. Tertiary haloalkanes formula. What is the tertiary haloalkanes formula? That is CH3, 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 Cl. This is called as what? Tertiary haloalkanes. Tertiary haloalkanes on treatment with that of inner nucleophile we use to know alcoholic potassium hydroxide in the presence of alcoholic this hydrogen and this OH will be getting removed, and this K and then this Cl will be getting removed. As a result, what is the product that I will be getting now? CH3, correct? KCl plus water. So what will be the product? The end product which we will be getting is CH3, CH3, here to be CH3, then here double bond CH2 I will be getting. Alright? Plus what is the byproduct we will be getting? KCl and then water. KCl plus water molecules will be getting. Clear? Clear? KCl போடலனாலும் கூட என்ன பண்ணலாம்? வெறும் Cl minus Cl minus. Okay, so unsaturated hydrocarbon. Formation of what? Unsaturated hydrocarbon, which is called as what? Alkenes. So one step. So in the reaction என்ன நடக்கல? Carbocation நான் கொடுத்திருக்க மாதிரி carbocation formation है. ये because the elimination reaction, D2 reaction is a very fast reaction, fastest reaction. So it is a fast reaction. Since it's a very fast reaction, what's happening here? Instead of formation of carbocation, directly it gives to the formation of unsaturated hydrocarbon. This is called as E2 reaction. So E1 reaction சொல்லியாச்சு, E2 reaction also சொல்லியாச்சு. இன்னும் ஒரே ஒரு reaction மட்டும் தான் balance. What is that reaction? Reaction with that of the alkyl halide with that of metals அப்படின்னு சொல்றோம். Reaction. So elimination reaction I hope you can understand. என்ன elimination reaction என்ன? Elimination reaction ஓட பேர் என்ன? What is the different factors involved in E1 and E2 க்கு the differences, contrast points நான் எழுதி கொடுத்திருக்கேன். அப்புறம் mechanism also I have given for you. Hope you can understand and you can study this E1 and E2. Now coming to the last critical property in this chapter of haloalkanes or reaction with that of metals. Haloalkanes with that of metal. Victor Grignard அப்படின்னு சொல்லக்கூடிய chemist, organic chemist, in the year 1910 he discovered a compound which is called as a Grignard's reagent. Grignard's reagent. Otherwise it is called as methyl magnesium bromide or halides, you can say. So now what is the last reaction? The third reaction, reaction with that of metals. Reaction with metals. So say for example I am taking CH3, CH2, Br, chlorine Br, எந்த ஹாலைட்ஸ் வேணாலும் யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கலாம். CH3, CH2, Br. CH3, CH2, Br is called as what? Bromoethane. Isn't it? This is bromo and this is ethane. Bromoethane, that is alkyl halides. Alkyl halides. This alkyl halides on treatment with that of a metal சொல்லிடும். Predominant Victor Grignard. Scientist name என்ன? Victor Grignard. Use பண்ண metal is magnesium, use பண்ண halide is bromide. So magnesium, it gives rise to the formation of added product. What is that added product? CH3, CH2, MgBr. CH3, CH2, MgBr. This is called as what? Ethyl magnesium bromide. This is bromide. Ethyl magnesium bromide. This ethyl magnesium bromide can otherwise be called as Grignard's reagent. Scientist name is Victor Grignard. So therefore, the reagent name is called as what? Grignard's reagent. This Grignard's reagent, when you take it, is a suitable solvent. நிறைய solvent யூஸ் பண்ண முடியும். சிலிக்கா ஜெல்ல, chromatographic techniques நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ண முடியும். Grignard's reagent can also use for anti-freezing agents. Hill stations ல இருக்கக்கூடிய கார், ஆட்டோமொபைல்ஸ்ல இருக்கக்கூடிய இன்ஜின் ஏதாவது ஃப்ராஸ்ட் ஆயிடுச்சு அப்படின்னு சொன்னாங்க, கட்டி போயிடுச்சு அப்படின்னா அதை டீஃப்ராஸ்ட் பண்ணி நெருப்பு வச்சு கொளுத்தி டீஃப்ராஸ்ட் பண்ண முடியாது. So we can use this Grignard's reagent. It's a very good solvent. It is a solvent. Grignard's reagent, it's a very good solvent. So okay, so alkyl halide in the presence of magnesium. இது ஒரு reagent நம்ம யூஸ் பண்றோம். என்னன்னா dry ether. என்ன reagent நம்ம இந்த இடத்துல யூஸ் பண்றோம்? The reagent which is being used in this reaction is dry ether. The presence of dry ether, it gives rise to the formation of ethyl magnesium bromide. So it is a suitable solvent. So it is used as widely used as a solvent mixture. If you take ethyl or methyl, methyl magnesium bromide எடுத்துட்டீங்கன்னா இப்போ இந்த மெத்தைலுக்கும் மெக்னீசியத்துக்கும் நடுவில் இருக்கக்கூடியது மெக்னீசியத்துக்கும் புரோமைடுக்கும் நடுவில் இருக்கக்கூடிய பாண்ட். இங்க பாண்ட் இருக்கு, இங்க பாண்ட் இருக்கு. இங்க மெத்தைலுக்கும் மெக்னீசியத்துக்கும் நடுவில் இருக்கக்கூடிய பாண்ட் இஸ் பார்ஷியல் பாசிட்டிவ். Here மெக்னீசியத்துக்கும் புரோமைடுக்கும் நடுவில் இருக்கக்கூடியது பார்ஷியல் நெகட்டிவ். The partial positive nature existing between methyl group and the magnesium gave rise to the formation of a covalent bond. This is another covalent bond. Similarly, the partial negative which exists between the magnesium and the bromine give rise to the formation of a bond. That bond is called as the ionic bond. Bond is called as what? Ionic bond. So there is the covalent bond exists between CH3 and Mg, and similarly the ionic bond is present between magnesium and bromine. So this is first point, this is second point. And one more point is there, very important point, that is this Grignard's reagent when you take, this Grignard's reagent should be kept very safely. The solvent என்ன பண்ணணும், ரொம்ப சேஃப்டியா வைக்கணும். ஏதாவது பாய்சன் ஹியூமிடிட்டில பட்டாலும் கூட it reacts readily with the water molecule. It readily solubilizes with the water molecule, whereas this Grignard's reagent will get denatured. The Grignard's reagent will get denatured. When it gets denatured, automatically it gives rise to the formation of hydrocarbon. So hydrocarbon preparation la kuda என்ன பண்ணலாம், Grignard's reagent can be used. Say for example, the third point என்ன சொன்னேன்னா, Grignard's reagent, that is CH3 MgBr, methyl magnesium bromide. இப்போ water molecule when if I am going to mix it with the water molecule நம்ம டென்ஷன் பண்ணிக்கலாம். This water will be split up into H1OH. This CH3 will combine with this hydrogen, and as a result it gives rise to the formation of methane, which is an hydrocarbon. Balance in the byproduct magnesium 2 plus oxidation state. 2 plus oxidation state இருந்தனால ஒரு electron can be given to this bromine. The other electron can be shared to this OH minus. So MgBrOH will form. So now looking what is the main product that is formed? The main product that is formed is hydrocarbon. So என்ன அர்த்தம், hydrocarbon preparation லையும் we can use this Grignard's reagent. Hydrocarbon prepare பண்றது manufacture பண்றதுக்கு we can use this Grignard's reagent. இன்னொரு பாயிண்ட் என்ன வெச்சுக்கலாம், the Grignard's reagent should be kept very safely. When it is being associated with that of a water molecule or even a small amount of the moisture or humidity, this Grignard's reagent will get denatured, giving rise to the formation of this hydrocarbons. Okay, so that's all. எல்லா கெமிக்கல் ப்ராப்பர்ட்டிஸ் நடக்குது. இன்னொன்று நடத்தி நம்ம முடிக்க வேண்டியது என்ன அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, ஆல்கோஹால்ஸ்ல இருக்கக்கூடிய கெமிக்கல் ப்ராப்பர்ட்டிஸ், SN1 SN2 ரியாக்ஷன் இருக்கக்கூடிய ஸ்டீரியோ கெமிக்கல் ஆஸ்பெக்ட்ஸ் அப்படின்னு இருக்கு. அது ரொம்ப சிம்பிள். அதெல்லாம் we will see it in the next class. So what are the topics that we have studied so far? Fast-ஆ நம்ம recapitulate பண்ணிடலாம். இன்னைக்கு என்னென்னலாம் படிச்சிருக்கோம்? இன்னைக்கு படிச்சது physical properties of haloalkanes and haloarenes படிச்சிருக்கோம். Chemical propertiesல E1 reaction we have studied and E2 mechanisms we have studied. Next one reaction with that of metals. And see to that you are taking down everything in your notebook. We thought the school will be getting reopened and I thought of meeting you all, checking what you have studied and all those things, but unfortunately the government has decided not to open the schools because of this again the spread of this COVID-19. So be careful and be health conscious, and similarly think about your examination, think about your future, and see to that you are preparing well for the examination. Studies are foremost important than anything else in this world. So keep that aspect in your mind. Again you are going to work on only for 3-4 months. The beginning of the academic year I told you you are having 10 months, 12 months. Now I am going to tell you only you will be having 4 to 5 months of time. That time has got constraint. The time has come down. So make use of this time at least now. So work very hard and see to that you are getting thorough with all the chapters that is being taught so far. Okay. So thank you very much.